My name is Phineas Gage. And I'm a survivor. One of the lucky ones. Lucky ones. It's funny when you say it like that. Not so lucky. They've been chasing us for days. Hunting us down like dogs. They're like dogs themselves. They're grey. They tear us apart. They rend the flesh apart. And all the bones, and those of us that get away, well, our spirits have been eaten. I can hear them now. They're coming for us. Run. Run. Hello, I'm Sam. This is episode 1 of Overrun and Evereign on my channel Addicted to Tabletop. I have 3 other raconteurs with me to participate in this first game. I would like each of you guys to go ahead and introduce yourselves and your character and any channels that you want to plug or anything like that if you have them. We'll start with Lisa. Lisa.
Yes, my character is Viola Winter. She is a level 4 rogue and mostly fights with a rapier and a short sword. And yeah, isn't that social, I guess? And yeah, that's about it. What you know about her.
Okay. Awesome. Jared, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Jared. I don't have a reputable YouTube channel at all, but today I'm playing a tiefling sorcerer by the name of Pathos Etreaty, who has pretty much been a wanderer his whole life. He's a little bit on the older side. He's 61 years old, but he grew up with kind of a magnetic field towards this orb that he found, which has his arcane focus, and his mission is to find the source of his power, which he doesn't even know what it is yet. So his whole life he's been wandering around the world, and he has ultimately found himself in Evereign after the darkness has fallen. So I wasn't here when it happened, but I'm here now, and regardless of the way the city is, I have to find the source of my power over anything else.
Awesome. All right, and Stuart.
Hello, I'm Stuart. I have my own channel called Insquired Tabletop Gaming. It's just called Insquired. There's not much on there. It's just 2 one-shots I've hosted in the past. Hopefully there'll be some tutorials in the future. I'll be playing dual character of Crow and Teal. Crow is an urchin of the city of Evereign. He's grown up surviving off the scraps and scroungings they could find. And Teal is his ghostly sister who haunts him, that he lost at a young age. Combined, they are an arcane trickster rogue. But Crow specialises in ranged attacks, and Teal is where all the magic's at.
Awesome. All right. I just need my tea, and we'll start. Okay. I'm going to start this off with a certain character. Crow. You are in a room. It is a familiar room, like you've been here before. You see 2 cribs on opposite ends of the room. You hear a gentle cry from one of them. You approach it slowly. You see a babe lying inside, swaddled in cloth, crying loudly. The babe is familiar to you, like everything here. You pick it up and cradle it in your arms, and you shush it quietly. It falls quiet. That's when you hear a cry from the other crib. You approach it, but there is no baby inside. You look down in your arms, and you are holding nothing but the cloth that the baby was swaddled in. You see a figure in the corner of the room. You turn to look at it, but it is gone. You feel it behind you, but you cannot see it. You know it is there. It is moving up closer to you now. You can feel its eyes on you, its hands reaching out to touch you. You close your eyes as tightly as you can. Move! Your eyes open and are flooded with light. You see the chaos around you. You are standing on a piece of scaffolding, a wooden platform. Across from you is Phineas. He is standing there, a gap between you and him. Some of the platform has collapsed. Looking out over the edge, you can see fires. So many fires. And those cold, grey faces climbing up towards you, climbing up the scaffolding to reach you. Beside you are your two other friends. Phineas is looking at you, his face distorted by the heat, the air wavering around his face. He yells at you again, "Move!"
So Crow kind of shakes his head, coming out of his little reverie, and he looks over at Phineas. Says, "All right, Mister, I'll move. Just give us a minute." And he'll probably have his bow ready, and he might loose an arrow at the grey faces approaching before
Okay,
moving out of the way.
Make an attack roll.
I'm on the wrong screen. Yeah. That'll be a 12.
12 is just enough to hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Sorry, just totally using this app completely wrong. So +3, 8.
Okay. So what does it look like as you kind of reach out and shoot this arrow down?
The bow would have been casually in his hand, and he pulls a shot with his left hand and is pulling up with his right hand and is letting go. It's more of an afterthought shot than an actual take aim, and it's not taking his time with the shot. It's fired it off and shifted out of the way.
Yeah, you reached out, you look out over the scaffolding, and you fire down at one of these things, and your arrow smacks into one of the eyes, and it wails wildly, and you see these sharp teeth, and they just gnash painfully, and all these ghouls begin to gnash and cry out at you, making this terrible cacophony of sound. You see, actually, up, you are in a cathedral. The scaffolding runs along the walls and around this great statue at the end of the cathedral. Up above at the ceiling, you see there's a great hole. Object has fallen through, large, like a meteor, and smashed through the floor, and you just see a great gaping hole. And through the hole in the ceiling, you can see the two moons just staring at you like a pair of eyes. What are the rest of you doing as Phineas yells, "Move!"
Jared, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Got it. Pathos would kind of be watching Crow as he loosed this arrow, and as Crow looses this arrow, you would see Pathos quickly reach into his pocket to take hold of his orb, just in case he might need to let off a quick spell. Real quick, how many of these things are coming up? Are they like an immediate threat?
It will take them a little bit to reach you. They're kind of climbing up. You're about 50 feet in the air. This scaffolding's running along the east wall, and you can see the fire down below, and they're just as much trying to get to you to eat you as they are to get away from the fire. And you can't see, well, actually you could because you've got dark vision. You see there's quite a few of them. There's probably roughly about 20 of them just climbing up towards you.
Okay, well, well, Pathos, his eyes would kind of start to glow this slight red as he pulls his orb out of his pocket, and the orb is slightly bigger than his hand. It's not massive that he has to hold it with two hands, but you'll see it start to kind of. He holds it in front of his chest, and it starts to float gently right above his hand, and he is going to he's going to cast Burning Hands. So essentially, instead of using both of his hands to cast it, he kind of wraps both hands around the orb and points it down, and he's casting Burning Hands out in front of him.
What's the range of Burning Hands?
It's a 15-foot cone.
They are too far away to be hit by that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are near the bottom, and you're about 50 feet up.
Okay. Then instead I will do Firebolt.
Awesome.
So just one creature. So the closest one, probably the highest, to kind of send a message to the rest of them that they shouldn't be coming up. So yeah, just one bolt of fire will loose from the orb as his eyes are glowing and the orb's out in front of his chest.
Yeah, you go ahead and roll the hit. You see this particularly nasty-looking ghoul. It's like huge, and it's got bulging parts of its skin. You see blood running down its throat.
So that is going to be, the roll is a 9.
Altogether?
Yep.
Yeah, you shoot this fireball down, and it just kind of deflects off of this ghoul's skin. But as you do that, your orb seems to kind of hum a little bit more than usual, and you feel it kind of pulling you towards this hole that has been made by whatever it is that flew through the ceiling a few minutes ago. You didn't see it; it was too blinding bright, and it set this room ablaze. Okay. It's pulling you towards it. All right. Lisa, what are you doing as Phineas is standing across this gap from you, yelling, "Move!"
Yes, Viola would draw her rapier and sword, but she would kind of yell at her companions, "Are you silly? This is really crazy. We're not fighting them. There are too many. We should move." And I would search for some kind of way we can get off of this cathedral thing where we're standing.
Yeah, okay. Roll a perception check or investigation, whichever one's higher.
Yeah, perception, I guess. That is a 16.
Okay, you can tell you can probably make it, if you manage to make it the rest of the way up this scaffolding towards the statue, you can probably climb the statue's head and actually climb out of this hole in the ceiling.
Okay, and does it look safe?
It looks precarious, like you could fall and die. There's, the scaffolding is not holding up super well under all of this pressure. Beneath you, though, you see fire and ghouls.
Yes, I definitely want to move, and I just go to the beginning where I could climb and look at the others and wait for them to respond to me.
Okay, where are you trying to climb up?
Didn't you say there was a little way up where I could go?
Yes. Let me just screen share something with you guys really quick. Here. So this right here is you guys. And this is Phineas, and there's this gap here, and you need here's basically the hole in the ceiling, approximately. This is just something I threw together really quick for reference, and basically there's this gap here. The thing came through, but you can probably get up here through the head. This is not totally accurate, but yeah.
I would definitely suggest doing that.
Okay.
Well, Pathos is gonna look down at his orb, because he felt that pull, and he's going to look down at it, and he's going to look at you, and he says, I can't leave. He says, there's something down there.
But we are outnumbered. What does that mean you can't leave? You're crazy.
You're right. I should probably just come back, but why I'm here is here.
You all feel this. Oh, sorry. Were you going to go?
Go on. Don't worry.
You all feel this great cracking and burning, and you see the platforms behind you beginning to kind of fall apart. Everybody, give me a acrobatics check, please.
Oof. That's an 8 for Pathos.
Okay.
It's 17.
14 for me.
All right. So this piece of wood falls from one of the higher scaffolds, and it smashes through this platform. And the basically you're basically above this hand right now, and it's basically just kind of, and it begins to just sway, and you all kind of rush for balance to like attempt to get this thing to stay so that you don't fall. But since most of you succeeded, you managed to do it. But Pathos kind of is like stumbling kind of towards the edge, kind of feigning for balance. And Phineas just yells at you once more, and he just says, "Move! I'm not dying for you!"
Crow would go with the flow of the rocking, and as it came near to the other platform where Phineas stood, it'd spring off onto it.
Okay. That is a 10-foot jump. What's your strength score?
10.
That's just enough. So, like, you managed to jump. Actually, describe how you make this jump.
It's literally like you're saying. It was swaying back and forth slightly as it was using the momentum as it rolls forward, and it was like a short run up across the little platform, and
Okay.
it'll be more climbing than actually making the jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of you jump, and you manage to grab onto the edge of this platform, and Phineas quickly pulls you up. Jared and Elisa, give me acrobatics checks again.
Oh, I got a 20.
You got a 20, I got a 1.
Oh, great.
Okay, Lisa, you can make the jump if you want, but Jared, you basically fall, you're on the edge, and you just kind of fall forward as your rogue friend leaps, not rogue friend, the arcane trickster, Crow, leaps over you, and you are actually going to fall towards the platform below. So you take, roll me a. Actually, don't roll me anything. I'm just gonna roll the damage.
Okay, couldn't I, like, instead of jumping, when I see that he's fumbling, kind of, like, try to reach out for him?
Oh yeah, totally. Since you rolled a 20, it's gonna be pretty easy. Go ahead and roll.
She doesn't look happy about it, but she would try.
All right, roll me a. I guess that would be a dexterity check. Just a flat dexterity check.
16.
Okay, yeah, that's good enough. So you managed to kind of grab onto him, but this thing is falling towards the platform below, closer to the ghouls as they continue to climb up.
I told you, this is totally crazy.
Sorry,
just help me get up here.
As Crow lands on the next platform, he quickly he starts pulling out. He whips around his bag and he starts pulling out his hempen rope off the side, and he says, "Teal, take this to them." And he hands one end into midair, and it basically it floats down to the platform. What I'm actually doing is using the mage hand. So it's taking the rope down towards them from the platform.
Awesome. Okay, so you two, this platform swaying, very dangerously, more and more, because you're both towards the front of it, and you see this rope kind of lower down towards you.
So I'm hanging off the edge, right?
Yes.
Or did I actually fall? I didn't fall because she grabbed me.
You
Right?
didn't fall because she grabbed you.
Okay, so I'm hanging and I'm assuming I've got one hand on the ledge and one hand holding her arm. So I'm just gonna do my best to try and use whatever leverage I can to hurl myself up.
Okay. What would that be then? You can do a strength-based check or an acrobatics or a dexterity-based check if you want. Probably be
Well,
athletics, though.
I would rather do a dexterity because my strength is 0.
And acrobatics then.
Acrobatics. All right.
So there is a balancing element to this anyway.
Okay. Well, that's going to ultimately be an 11.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna say you make it.
All right, awesome. So Pathos climbs up, kind of quickly brushes off his robes. He's going to thank Viola. So, you know, I was almost a goner there. Thank you.
Yes, be careful next time.
All right, well, let's get going.
The pair of them probably hear a little voice like whispering in your ear, this really small feminine voice going, "Quick, take the rope."
How far away is the rope?
Probably not that far away because this platform is just kind of fallen down a bit and is now swaying. And so with a mage hand, he would have been able to get the rope down fairly close to you.
Okay. Well, I have mage hand too, so if it's too far away, I could use it to pull it closer. So, I mean, I would just assume either way that we grab a hold of the rope then.
All right, so you
Yes.
grab a hold of the rope.
Yeah.
All right, Lisa, give me another acrobatics check.
Proficiency, right? Yeah, good. Then it's 16.
All right. So as you you kind of this whole platform just kind of topples forward, is collapsing. But you manage to grab onto the rope. You can both make your way up.
So Crow's going to start pulling up the rope, and in between like hand over hand action, he's going to quickly pat Didius, and he'll be like, "Come on, Mister, it's quicker with two of us doing it."
Are you saying that to Phineas?
Yeah.
Okay, Phineas kind of scowls under his breath. He goes, "Bloody hell!" And he begins to help you pull them up. So you manage to get them up. The fire is spreading now. You can hear the wood crackling beneath you. Let's see here. Okay. So you guys are about. You guys need to climb up another like 3 sets of scaffolding and move quite a bit in order to get to this statue head if that's where you're trying to go. The ghouls are still climbing up and they're nearly to you. So they're probably within range of burning hands now if you want to do that. Phineas, after you guys get pulled up, just takes off running.
So, sorry, I forgot your name. What's it? Pathos will hear a voice in his ear. You drop this, Mister, and the orb will be floating next to him.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so you'll see Pathos. He just kind of quickly grabs it and holds it into his chest. He puts it back in its pocket at his hip, and he doesn't know where he doesn't know where it came from or who it was that was talking. You see him kind of look around, and nobody's even noticing what's going on. Nobody's looking at him. Pathos is looking around and kind of taps on the pocket, and he keeps making his way kind of bewildered at what just happened.
Cool.
Crow's going to follow Thinis's example and basically set off full sprint to get as far as possible towards the statue.
All right.
Yeah, Pathos is going to start running too.
All right. So as you begin to run, you can hear this gnashing, this cacophony of sound getting closer, and you can kind of see Phineas kind of off in front of you, maybe about 30 feet, and he's running at full tilt, and you see a hand reach up and grab him and begin to pull him down as these three ghouls begin to make their way up onto the platform, and they actually start to tear into Phineas. So if you guys want to, well, you don't really have a choice. Roll for initiative.
Ooh, first good roll. Are we doing initiatives in the chat?
Yeah, go ahead and put it in the chat. Wow, nice.
Yep, I critted. Not that it matters on an initiative roll, but
22, 16, Stuart. All right. Which one of you two wants to go first? Because Lisa and Stuart got the same.
wouldn't it
I
be
don't
whoever has the higher dexterity?
Sure.
Plus
16.
3. Yeah. Great. You can go first.
Oh, okay. So I would imagine Crow seeing the ghouls grabbing Phineas, it'd kind of like it'd go to stop in mid sprint, so it would literally kind of skid across the scaffolding.
Well,
Yeah.
if we're in initiative order, I would go first, right?
Yeah, no.
All right, sorry, yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, I'm
I
still
missed that bit.
getting the initiatives written down. I thought he was just like role playing.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, so we go Pathos, Crow, and Viola, and then the ghouls. So, Pathos, you see, you're running, and you see Phineas go down. These ghouls are now tearing into him.
Okay, so what he's going to do is he's going to carefully, so that will be using my careful spell, my meta magic, which I believe is going to cost 1 sorcery point, of which I have 4. So carefully, I'm going to cast Shatter. So he's going to kind of, you'll see him like slide and skid to a stop, and quickly he pulls out his orb, and he kind of spins his hand around it real quick, and then locks it in front of his chest. And as he brings it down, just this loud sound just explodes from the center point, right where these 3 ghouls are. So each creature in a 10-foot radius makes a Constitution saving throw, and they take 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save, or half on a successful one. So,
What's your DC?
What's his name again?
Phineas.
Phineas, yeah. I got confused with my own name. It is 14. And
Okay.
Since I did it carefully, he is going to automatically pass on his saving throw.
Oh, Phineas is?
Yeah,
Okay.
because that was that's the careful spell.
All right. So roll your damage then.
Okay, so that's going to be 3d8. Where are my d8s? There we go. It's 1, 2, and 3. It's 14 total damage to each that failed. and
Okay.
7 to any that passed.
Alright. So, just need to get their hit points written down real quick. Okay, awesome, man. That's great. So you let this shattering sound kind of emits and shakes the scaffolding, and you see two of the ghouls look particularly disturbed. They kind of clutch at their ears as this sound kind of rattles through their skulls. If that's your turn, we will move on to Crow. Crow, you see 3 ghouls in front of you, about 30 feet away.
As I said before, it kind of stopped it tried to full stop mid-sprint, so it ended up skidding across the scaffolding. And it's kind of shaking and panicked, and his hands are moving really quick. And he's taking the bow out and he's aiming to shoot. But it's kind of wavering a bit, but it's panicked and wants to get the shot off quickly. But then he just stops and takes a deep breath, and he's going to do a sharp shot with his bow. So I'm going to take a penalty to my roll. So it's -5 to my roll, so it'll just be straight rolling. So 7.
7 is a miss.
Yeah. And that's pretty much his turn.
All right. So you pull back this arrow, and you kind of think back on the little vision you had before, and that kind of breaks your concentration. And the arrow flies and just whizzes past one of these ghouls. Viola, what is Viola doing?
Yes, I will run up to the closest one,
All right.
and I will hit it with a normal attack and the bonus action attack.
Okay.
So that is...
How are you making a bonus action attack?
I have dual wielder.
Okay, sweet.
Wait, let me... 12 plus 6 is 18. Yeah.
All right, 18 to hit.
And then for... Wait. 12 damage.
Okay.
So both attacks, was that right? Or should I roll again?
You roll separately for each attack.
Okay. Wait, then it was only 7 damage.
All right.
And is 14 a hit?
A 14 is a hit. Yes.
Okay. And for 4 damage.
All right. Awesome. So yeah, you run up to this thing and you just like impale it, and it just screams at you. This long tongue kind of flying in your face. These long teeth bared at you. All right. Now it is the ghoul's turn. If you're done, that is. The first one is going to attack Viola with a bite attack. So does an 18 hit your AC? I think it does, yes.
Yes, it does.
Alright, so you take 9 points of piercing damage. So this thing, as you stab into it, it just reaches down and just bites your arm and just into your body.
Lovely.
Yeah. And it actually like pulls its face away from you, and it actually breaks off a tooth that's just left embedded in your arm. The next one is going to run past you, so you can make an opportunity attack against it if you want.
Yes, I do. I actually forgot my sneak attack, but doesn't matter. Does a 13 hit?
A 13 just hits. Yeah, no, it hits. Yeah.
8 damage.
Okay. Alright, it rushes past you and it runs straight for the sorcerer. And he's going to attack the sorcerer with his claws. Alright, your AC, I believe, is a 15.
It is,
So
yes.
he hits you with his claws. Give me a DC 10. Oh, I gave away the DC. Terrible. No, give me a DC 10 con save.
Well, I'm actually going to use shield as my reaction.
Alright.
So it's a reaction trigger. So hit by an attack, I get +5 bonus to my AC,
Okay.
which is going to make it 20.
Alright, so what does it look like as you cast shield and this thing's claws just like don't even connect?
So because I see him coming towards me, I'm kind of able to prepare myself for the attack. So you'll see him kind of shift his heels as he bears down into his position, and he kind of holds his hands out in front of him, and you just kind of see this shimmer, and the ghoul kind of comes at him and just swings, and it kind of goes right through him as the sorcerer temporarily becomes like a cloud, so to speak.
Awesome, man. I like that.
So his hands just go right through him, and then he becomes tangible again.
Cool. Yeah, your whole body kind of like it's almost like a mirage. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright. And the last one is going to go for Crow. Let's see here. And 12 does not hit you, right? Yeah. Alright, so he misses. That brings us back up to the top of the order. Pathos. What do you do? This thing has just slashed at you.
So what Pathos is going to do is he's going to let's see. Oh, that's a reaction. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cast Firebolt again. And Firebolt, you'll see he still has the orb in front of him. Oh no, actually he doesn't. He put the orb back into his pocket after he cast the Shatter, and then he had his hands in front of him. And as his hands are still in front of him, you're just going to see this flame just kind of begin to spark out of basically thin air in between his hands, and kind of like I'm trying to think of a good video game reference where somebody puts their hands in front of them. Kind of like a Ken or Ryu from Street Fighter, I guess. So he kind of puts his hands together, and this flame emits, and he's going to push forward as he sends this firebolt into the ghoul in front of him.
All right.
So that is a ranged spell attack. Ooh, that is a critical fail. That's the second one already. Awesome.
So this thing just kind of, actually what you feel is you kind of feel the orb humming in your pocket and kind of almost feel it tug towards this hole, and the magic in your body feels stronger than ever before, and it actually kind of explodes in your face.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to do with your turn?
No, I'm gonna stand there face to face with this guy.
Okay.
I mean, Pathos, he's pretty seasoned to combat. So if anybody was to look at him, they could tell he's not scared. He's not afraid. He even might have a slight smirk on his face, even though he feels this magic kind of overwhelming him a little bit, but you see this sense of calmness to him still.
All right. Cool. Crow, it is your turn. This one has run up to you, and it has missed you. And you're standing face to face with this terrifying gray ghoul. Another one is on each of your companions.
So Crow, as the ghoul swings for him, is going to basically duck and move under the attack and pass around him.
Cool. Yeah.
Using my bonus disengage, cunning action, and he's going to carry on past him, leaving like about a 10-foot gap as he passes up to Pathos,
Cool.
and pulling a bow ready, and he's going to take a shot at the creature in combat with Pathos.
Okay.
So I'd just do it. So again, the -5, so it's just straight up roll. Which is natural 20.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Okay. How I do crits is you max all your damage dice, and then you roll your damage dice again and add that to the total.
So because it's in combat, I'll be getting 2d6 with a sneak attack.
Yep. You can max it as
D6.
well.
And the d6 from the crow. Do I roll them as well, you say? Or just
Yeah.
the damage, the weapon damage?
Whatever damage dice you would have normally done on a regular hit, max those and then roll them again.
All right, okay. And then plus 10 because it was taking his time with the shot. So that's 18, 24, 30, 33, 43, 46 damage.
Describe how you just obliterate this thing.
Awesome.
The crow basically he steps up beside Pathos, and it's like a point blank shot with a bow and arrow, like right in his face, like in the eye.
Yeah.
It don't even stop moving as he walks up, so the ghoul doesn't have time to react to his presence. It's just straight on and then let's go.
Yeah, I almost imagine Pathos shoots this, the firebolt kind of explodes in his face, and when it goes away, he just sees an arrow sticking through this thing's head. Yeah. Okay, just keep in mind that when the monsters crit you, they do that too. So. But now we're up to Viola. Viola, this thing has just stuck its teeth in you, and it's rearing up for another attack.
Yes, and it makes me mad, and I try to hit it again. First with my rapier. That is a 13.
Alright, 13.
That was a miss, right? Oh, that was a hit. Okay. And 8 damage.
Okay.
And then I'll attack with my short sword. No, that is a 7. I don't hit.
Okay. Yeah. So describe how you kill this thing.
I probably would stab with my other weapon hand because I got a 2 stuck in the other one and just stab right through it. Really mad that it actually bit me and cut through it.
Awesome. Yeah. You stab straight through its throat and just gurgles blood and just kind of pouring down its face. Its eyes kind of roll back into its head. You have anything else that you're going to do this turn?
We still have one left, right?
Yes, that's the one that Crow just passed.
Mm-hmm.
Behind you.
I guess I don't know how far it's away, but I would go to it, kind of.
Yeah, you can get up to it.
Oh no, wait, I would try to hide. Are there some things I can hide behind?
There's enough smoke now in the room and enough fallen rubble that you could hide.
Yes, I would try to do that.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a hide check then.
22.
Alright, yeah, you are hidden.
Wonderful.
You smoke and mirrors, man. Well, without the mirrors. Okay, now the other 2 ghouls are dead. The third ghoul is, I would say, rather insulted by the fact that Crow got away from it, and so it's going to go after you with a passion. And does a 19 hit your AC? I think it does.
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to deal 7 points of slashing damage to you, and I want you to make a DC 10 con save.
So that's 19.
Alright, you make it. You feel this thing slash into you, and you kind of feel your joints begin to tense up. And you've probably seen this on other victims before, after they bear into them, they're just totally paralyzed, and but you manage to fight through it, and yeah, so it's done with its turn. We're back up to Pathos. Pathos, you see this this ghoul thing has just slashed into the friend next to you.
Well, I kind of want to get my hands dirty with a little bit of a just basic hand-to-hand combat. So, you're gonna see him kind of pocket his orb, and his orb, if you pay attention, his orb, the pocket might kind of look like it's floating off of his hip because of the magnetic pull to the gap in the floor. But he's gonna reach around his back and pull out his quarterstaff. It's got these rune carvings all up and down it, all the way around, and he's just gonna grab it with both hands and swing right for the head of this ghoul.
Fucking A.
So that is going to be a 12.
A 12 just hits, actually. These guys
Awesome.
have a AC of 12.
Alright, so that is 1d6 bludgeoning. Ooh, that is a 6. Nice. So I do 6 damage. Yep.
Alright, cool, yeah. You just smack this thing in the face. Now we're up to Crow.
So Crow's gonna be like shaking off his arm. Do you know when like you bang the back of your elbow and you get that shooting pain up the front of the forearm? Just shaking off like you do when you it's just had that kind of shaking it off, and it turns around and goes, Teal, remember the game we used to play as kids? Go play it with that ghoul. And he's basically casting Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Okay, cool.
On the ghoul. So it's a DC 10 Wisdom save.
Yeah, alright. What's the DC again?
10.
Okay. He critically succeeds, so he's fine. You see basically your little twin tries to entertain the ghoul or speak to it, or actually it's totally up to you.
I was just thinking like a tickling.
Yeah, and the ghoul just smiles really big and just bares its fangs and breathes, and this foul breath kind of, overwhelms your senses. And there's smoke rising up in the room. Do you have anything else you want to do with your turn?
Yeah, basically turn and run.
Okay.
Towards Phineas. See if he's alright.
We're going to go disengaging?
Yeah.
Okay. So you manage to get over to Phineas, and before we get to Viola's turn, you see Phineas is lying there, kind of screaming in pain, his body covered in lacerations, and he's totally stiff. We're up to Viola. Viola, there's one left, and you're hidden.
Yes, I am hidden, right? And I come out of my my place, and I want to stab him.
Okay, give yourself. Go ahead and give yourself advantage because you're hidden.
Okay, cool.
You can add your sneak attack damage.
Yes, first it is a 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
7 plus 4 is 11, 14 damage for the first hit.
Awesome.
Wow.
Do I see that he is already like on his knees or something?
He looks really bad.
Okay, then I'll hit with my short sword.
Okay.
That is a 14.
To hit.
And 4 damage.
Okay. Alright, he looks really bad.
He deserved it. It's okay.
How do you slice? Like you like slice across its knees, and he's literally on its last leg.
Like first I stab in his knee and then I cut off his ear.
Yeah, awesome. You can add one ghoul ear to your inventory.
Thank you.
Because that's just cool. Alright, it is going to lash out at you with its claws. Let's see if it hits. 17 hit your AC? Yeah. Make a DC 10 con save, please.
I assume you were talking to me, right? I was
Yes.
kind of like not paying attention.
Sorry, I should
Con
clarify.
save. No, 12?
12 will make you. So you feel the same thing that Crow felt. You feel your joints stiff up. You know what this is, and you shake it off.
Great.
Yeah, you might have even been exposed to this before, so that's why you're able to like get away from it. All right. That's its turn. So we're back up to Pathos.
Pathos is you'll see him kind of slightly grin. He's slowly going to place his quarterstaff back. He's going to reach behind him in his robes, and he's going to pull out these two daggers and just kind of flip them around in his hands real quick so they're both facing down. And he's going to lunge up behind this ghoul. So the ghoul's facing Viola, and Pathos is going to lunge up behind him and try and just basically bury these daggers on either side of this ghoul's neck. So I believe their daggers are light, which means I can use one as an attack, a second one as a bonus action,
Yep.
without the bonus damage.
Yeah, without the dex mod to your damage.
Yeah, without the dex mod. So the first dagger is going to be that will be an unnatural 20.
Okay, yeah.
And the second one is an unnatural 21. So those both hit.
All right, roll your
So
damage.
the first damage is going to be a total of 5, and the second one is 4. So 9 damage total as these daggers just kind of find their way just above the collarbone and sink in all the way to the hilt.
Yeah, you totally do that. They sink in. Viola actually sees like she lops off the air and catches it, and she looks down and she sees you just right into this thing. And you guys are out of initiative, but there's more ghouls coming up. The smoke is rising, filling your nostrils, and Phineas is lying there, kind of twitching. About 30 feet away from you two, and Crow, you can see him more closely.
Hey, Pathos, I think we're even now, right? Thank you.
We're even. He's gonna let out a slight laugh, and I thought I had cure wounds, but I guess I didn't. All right. Well, I thought I was gonna be able to heal him, but I can't. So, Pathos is just gonna flip those daggers back around so that the blades are facing up. He's gonna tuck them away back into his belt behind his robes, and he's gonna rush over to Phineas, see if there's anything he can do.
Okay. I'm gonna have Phineas do a con save again, and he makes it.
As those two have the little interchange, Crow's going to like turn his head over his shoulder and say like, "Yeah, but I'm still winning." And he's going to turn back to Phineas and see if there's anything he could do like to help him to get up.
Yeah, you kind of grab onto his arm, and you can manage to like kind of pull him to his feet, and he kind of he's bleeding from he kind of coughs up a little bit of blood, and he says, "Just leave me behind. Go. I'm not quick. I'm going really good at the leg. Just run."
So with the one of his arms over his shoulder, Crow's going to kind of turn around and look like questioningly and pleadingly at Pathos and Viola to see what their reaction is.
Pathos is going to shake his head. He's not really one to worry about other people. So in this situation, he would listen to Phineas and give him a quick blessing, like say good luck. But Pathos would just would turn and be on his way.
Okay, awesome.
Does he
That's
really
sweet.
look like he couldn't walk very well?
He can move, just slower.
And how far are the ghouls away?
The ghouls are. The ghouls will probably be up to you in about a minute.
No, I would try to help that. Is he like an older man?
Yeah, he's in his like
Yeah.
50s.
Yeah, I would say, old man, don't be silly. We'll try everything. We still can dump you off if you hold us back. And then I would try to help him up and get away with him, kinda.
All right.
You're grinning. That is not good.
I'm just having a good time, okay? You guys
So-
are awesome.
Crow will also be grinning, with Vale stepping in to help and like give her a look like it says like, yeah, good person, helping the weak, and basically he has one shoulder and she I'm guessing she has the other.
All right. So, let's see. How are we gonna do this? All right. Pathos, you start running ahead. Your companions, though, are lagging a bit behind. They're kind of helping Phineas get along. You manage to put some more distance between you and the ghouls as you climb up, and you get closer to the top of this statue, and Pathos can still feel his orb. It's almost protesting the idea of you getting further away.
Yeah, he's very reluctant to leave. He really wants to stay in here and find out what it is that's pulling him closer, or trying to pull him closer. But he knows that in the condition that this place is in, it would not be good to him. In this kind of situation, he's not worried about the party. He really wants to find out what it is, but he knows that it's not good to stick around. So.
Okay. So you feel this scaffolding begin to creak, and you are towards the top of it, nearing the top of the statue where you can climb out. All three of you are, though the other two with Phineas are still level beneath you. You see this statue is shaped. You can roll. Anyone who wants to actually can roll an intelligence-based check to see what kind of cathedral this is. Anything they want to know about the history of the place, if you want to.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what is the statue of?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll the intelligence check if you're going to. I'll tell you what it is, but like you know.
Straight intelligence. That's going to be a 19.
Okay. What kind of were you adding any proficiency to that?
I think if I did, the only one that I would want to add would probably be religion.
Okay, cool.
So that would make it a 21 if I add religion.
Okay. Awesome. So you recognize this pretty easily as the god Stavros is the god of origins and beginnings, and kind of a patron god to this city. He looks like an old man. In some depictions, in others he looks very young, but in this particular instance he looks quite old, and the statue is unfinished. Hence all the scaffolding. The cathedral was under a massive overhaul before the darkness fell. Mm-hmm. And you can basically climb onto his shoulder and up his head, and from there you'll be able to climb out.
Okay, well, Pathos will, as he puts a hand on his shoulder, he kind of, he's not from this town. He's from very far away, but through his travels, he's heard many stories about the person that has created the city of Evereign, and he kind of puts a hand on his shoulder, and just giving it a quick moment of respect, but knowing that he can't really hesitate much longer, he quickly gives his respect and then uses the statue to continue climbing.
Okay. Yeah. The others, you manage to reach the top of the scaffolding, the smoke, almost burning your eyes at this point. And the others manage to reach the shoulder as Pathos manages to kind of clamber up onto the head. And as you do so, you begin to reach for another handhold to pull your way up. And you feel this orb inside of your pocket or pouch or whatever you stored in protest once more, and it floats out of your pocket, and a bolt of lightning shoots out of it and smashes into the base of the statue, and it begins to topple forward. Everyone make dexterity saves.
Uh-oh. That is a 16 for Pathos.
Is that a
Unnatural 20.
straight
Natural
X?
20? Yep.
Not natural.
Dexterity save. So if you're proficient in dexterity, which you should be, as a rogue.
I just wondered if it was straight or if it was acrobatics. So that is 19.
Okay, wow, you all made it. So this statue topples forward, and you all manage to grab onto it, and then it just smashes into the floor, and you fall into this hole. And you all black out. But before you black out, you take some bludgeoning damage. You each take 12 points of bludgeoning damage because you all made it. I'm taking a bit more otherwise.
I am getting a lot of damage.
So we're in the hole now, in the floor.
Yes, you've all blacked out. Let me just do a quick thing.
Okay.
Viola, you awaken. It's dark. You can't see much. Beneath you is the floor. The floor is not a floor. It glows like solid plasma, solid light. It is warm to the touch. It seems to pulsate, humming. Thum, thum. You hear a familiar voice in your head. It is the voice of Alba Autumn. She says, "Come on then. Come on then. Come inside." You see nothing but blackness around you, and above you, far above you, you can barely make out the hole in the ceiling above. Which was what was the floor. You see your companions kind of lying around you, and they begin to come to as well.
Where did I have the feeling that the sound or the voice comes from?
You feel it in your head, but when she says the words "come inside," you hear the thumbing louder. Thum, thum, from the floor, which is, as you stand up to look around, you see that this is whatever crashed through that ceiling. It is this great, large object that glows. You cannot make out many distinct features.
Okay, I would kind of like try to wake the others up, like tap them with my foot. Like, wake up! Something is really strange here.
Yeah.
It's,
Okay.
So go on.
No, yeah, you can go ahead and just roleplay.
Crow stares, there's some of the hairs over his face, and you see like the hair get pushed away, like someone's just brushed it away with a hand, almost lovingly, and then like the glowing figure you see on my overlay basically appears hunched over Crow, and it's her who's moved the hair out of the way, and Crow opens his eyes and deal. Yeah, where are we? What's going on? And then he just kind of rolls over and starts to get up, like on his knees, starts getting up.
Yeah, you get up and you can feel this booming sound from beneath you of this vibrating thing that you're standing on. It's large and round, kind of sloped, so like you could slide off, and you see that this is actually crashed into a bit of an open type area, kind of like a kind of what was an undercroft to the cathedral. Um,
All right, Pathos is gonna kind of roll over and do kind of like a push-up to bring himself to his knees. And as he's on his hands and knees, he opens his eyes, and you said the floor was glowing, right?
yes.
Okay, so he's gonna open his eyes, and he's gonna see that, and his eyes go wide, and he just kind of accepts it, and he looks at his hands, and he would I recognize that thumbing sound?
It seems to almost call to you, and you feel your magic. It feels stronger than it's ever been, and
Yeah.
the orb has returned to you, and it is almost vibrating at a similar way, but quieter.
Okay, so he's looking down at his hands. He could feel the magic just in his body, and he's like I said, he's a little bit older, so he's been able to channel it and control it. But this new overwhelming sense of magic is new to him, and he's kind of looking at it and just wondering, is this it? Is this who I am? And the orb is like, I would imagine that the orb is just floating right in front of his face, and he's gonna come up from his feet, or up from his knees to his feet, and he grabs the orb, and he closes his eyes, and he just allows this magic to overflow him.
Yeah, the magic is practically seeping off of you. Do you want to describe like what that looks like to the other people around you?
Yeah, so he's got these purple robes on, and but he is of red draconic bloodline, so he's got these red scales just kind of coming up his forearms and on his cheeks, and you'll just see those start to pulse like this red glowing light, as his whole body kind of emits this red glow, but they're especially bright around the scales, and it's just like a thick red pulsing light that's coming off of his skin and his scales.
Cool.
Looks like you're burning up, Pathos.
I feel it. I feel it. My whole life, this is what I've searched for. I finally found it.
Well, at least you found what we were searching for. We shouldn't stay here. This does not feel good. I feel like someone is playing with us.
Yeah, how the hell are we getting out of this place? Look how high up that hole in the ceiling is.
So with this, he's going to look around at you guys and understand that it's, we should be leaving, but he's actually going to use thaumaturgy right now just for flavor, and he's just going to bring his arms down in real quick, and you just see all the flames that are around him and up and on the and the level above, with thaumaturgy, these flames just ignite twice the size of what they are, and they just flare straight up, and you see Pathos just with this huge smile on his face, just with this power that he's never had before. And he says, I never want to leave.
Alright, crazy buddy, you should get moving. Cool down. We really should leave now. And she would try to push him forward.
As this fire shoots up in the air, and you go to push him forward, you see the thing that you're standing on begins to rumble and quake. And what you see is you see the lines beginning to form across this thing in black. And yeah. And they're like crisscrossing all over the thing. And you see several designs appear and shift and move around. And you see at the center, actually, 3 5-pointed stars, right, sitting like in between the 3 of you. About like yay big.
Pathos is going to look down, and he's going to look at the other 2, and he's going to say, we were meant to be here.
The chapel, the cathedral shakes and dust falls down a bit. Some of it lands on one of the stars, and it kind of sparks.
As everything rumbles, Crow would have taken like a low stance and got his bow out, like ready for action. And he's Teal, find us a way out of here. And the glowing girl would have skipped off in one random direction, towards the like edges of it. And as it settles down and these symbols appear, he kind of just like settles down a bit and he lowers his bow and he takes out one of his daggers and he approaches one of the stars and he prods it with the dagger, like the tip of the dagger.
The dagger kind of sparks against it, and you feel Teal's voice in your head, and she says, essentially, well, no, you do feel a voice that sounds like Teal in your head, kind of like saying, maybe we should go inside.
So Crow kind of I'll do this. Yeah, no. Crow's are you sure, Teal? If you're said sure, I think I'll if it's the only way out of here, let's give it a try, eh? And it turns to Pathos and says, you seem fairly confident we're all right here.
As you look at Pathos, he's going to be leaning down, and he's going to reach and put his hand on one of these stars to see if there's any kind of reaction between, with the physical contact with the image.
You are in the dark. It is strange to you. You are floating as if in a void. It is odd. You've always been able to see in the dark, but here you just see nothing. Nothing at all. You can hear nothing. You are alone, by yourself. You hear a noise. What have we? You appear from the dark.
Pathos is probably the first time in his life, you'll see a sense of panic in his face. He's never really been scared of anything, and at this point, he has no idea what's going on, and he's trying to keep his wits about him, but he starts to panic a little bit, and he screams, "Show yourself!"
Show myself. Why should I show myself? I can smell your panic, adrenaline. It's delicious. Maybe I should show myself. You would smell all the better. But I smell something else. Interesting. You feel this heat closer to you, this foul breath. The son of a demon. But also something more. Some other power. Power of my own.
He's going to Pathos is going to cast dancing lights. So he's going to put both hands out in front of him, and just these lights just kind of explode in his hands, just to see if he can see anything.
You see these tiny points of light shoot out, and you can see them, but they do not seem to illuminate anything.
So I see the flames in my hand, but I still see nothing in the dark.
No. Your flames illuminate yourself, but nothing around you.
Your petty power. But it is still mine.
And you see one of the lights go out, and you hear a sound and a like clattering teeth, and then you hear another one, and the other one goes out.
So young.
Says, "Who are you?"
Who am I? So long since anyone asked that question. So very, very long. Well, I have many names. Some I like more than others. I am fire.
And you see a plume of flame in front of you, and it seems to almost scare the flames that you yourself have around you.
I am ash. I am darkness. I am despair.
We share this power. And Pathos kind of sees that, this thing's obviously probably ancient, and he wants it. He's going to say, if this power came from you, help me harness it.
I do not share power. Come find me, little demon. Come find me and try and take it for yourself, or I will swallow you whole.
Okay, so Pathos is... his whole existence is based on this moment right now. Finding the source of his power, or the origin. And he's just scrambling in the dark, looking around if he can see anything, just doing his best to move even in the direction, any direction that the voice is coming in.
As you, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
As you begin to run, you hear what sounds like chains, large chains wrestling, and a loud as you scramble around in the dark, feeling for anything. You feel the breath of this thing just behind you, and you turn around, and then you feel it behind you once more, and then you see it. You see this maw, this great row of teeth, this throat, and it swallows you whole. Alright. The rest of the party, you guys just see Pathos with his hand down on this star thing, and as he does that, actually, the room actually stills a little bit, and the glowing actually decreases a little bit, and you feel cold to this thing, and and as far as you can tell, Pathos is just standing there, or crouched there with his hand on this thing, very just with his eyes closed, focusing very intently, as far as you can tell.
Well, I guess Viola would look at him, look at Crow, and yeah, is this some kind of sorcerer thing? I do not trust this. We should keep moving. We don't have any time for this.
So Crow's kind of just shrugs his shoulders and it's like, search me if I know, love. This, I've never seen him do this before though. Seems a bit weird, but maybe we should check he's alright. And Phineas, while we're at it.
Oh, that's right, Phineas. You do not know where Phineas is. He could be in the up part of the chap room. He could be in this undercroft area that you're in.
So mechanically, the glowing figure of Teal is actually dancing lights in the humanoid form.
Okay.
So she can't go too far away from me. So basically, she's gone a distance, and now she's basically doing circuits around me, around the outside of the room, like skipping. So I've kind of stood there, and I look up, seeing the moon through the hole and through the hole of the cathedral, and I see the new moon, and I say, let's do daring things under the eye of the drunken one, Teal. And he kind of steps back into the 5-point star that he was stood next to, as he looks up without looking where he's stepping.
Will you step onto it?
Yeah.
You are in a room. It is familiar to you. You see two cribs on opposite ends of the room. You hear a gentle cry from one of them. Which do you approach?
The left.
You approach the left one, and you look inside, and you see that there is no baby there. You see in the corner of your eye what looks like a shadowy figure.
I've got to pull a dagger and turn to point, with dagger pointed at figure.
As you turn around, the figure's gone. and the crying in the other crib has halted.
And I go and look in the other crib.
The crib is
Sure.
also empty. You can feel this thing in the corner of your eye again.
Start getting really frantic. And like spinning around. And when it's not there, I'll spin around again and looking around the room in all the corners.
You begin to frantically spin around the cold air of this room, making every hair on your making every hair on your body stand on end. The figure is just forever locked in the corner of your eye, and you feel it, and you stop. You feel it behind you. You hear it cry again.
I turn one more time.
You turn one more time, and you see a figure, and it looks like yourself, holding a baby, and it looks a great deal like Teal.
Basically, it's almost like I've stopped breathing. My breath just caught in my mouth.
Yeah.
And I drop the dagger.
Your dagger clatters to the floor, and the other you smiles, kind of bouncing the baby in its arms, and says to you, "You little fool, you little silly fool, always playing pretend, never willing to face reality." And you see the baby in his arms is gone, replaced only by cloth.
Crow reaches out his arm towards the figure, but it is like confused and starts to get kind of upset. Like his face is like preparing to tear up.
The figure grabs your arm and smiles devilishly at you. He just says, "Remember when we used to play as kids? We used to always pretend we were great heroes and all that sort of thing. I always saved you. I always saved Teal. The dragons. I was her great prince. What has happened now?"
So Crow goes, says, it's good. Crow, 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 and kind of falls to his knees.
You see Crow let go of you, and he pulls out a dagger, and he says, "Well, I guess I couldn't save the princess, so might as well end our little game." And he stabs towards you.
So Crow basically I drop from a kneeling position into like fetal position with my hand under the back of my head, and I just start sobbing and squealing and wailing. But an explosion of colour erupts from around, and I'm basically casting colour spray.
Okay. Yes, you cast color spray, and the room, as you look up, is empty once more, and you see the ghostly figure of Teal approach you. She holds a hand out to you.
And I smile and I reach out and I grab Teal's hand. I'll go to grab Teal's hand.
She smiles and she says, "It's all right.
It's all right.
And so, Crow goes, yeah, what's going on, Teal? We need to get out of here. You're not safe. Well, I'm not safe. Uh, 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 we need to get out. We're not safe here.
You're right. You need to get out of here. You need to get out of here. You need to get out of here. She just begins to repeat. Viola, you are standing on this glowing, um, this glowing object. It's a meteor type deal. It's just a great giant orb that fell from the sky, and you two friends both have their hands down on it, and they look very. Actually, one of them's just standing. They're looking very, like almost trance-like. The room around you is still relatively unexplored.
Yeah, I realize that something is off with them, I guess, since both of them kind of like passed out on those stars, right?
Hmm.
Um, I instantly start searching the area for anything that I would assume could be some kind of trigger, like something magical or some kind of rune or something.
Okay, yeah. As you search around the Undercroft, um, you find the um, the crumpled body of Phineas. He looks unconscious, but if you check his pulse, you see that he's still breathing. And you also find that there is actually a staircase out of the Undercroft.
Okay, but I can't find anything that seems kind of off of this place besides those stars and the glowing floor, right?
Okay. Um, as you look around, you find a um, you basically the only thing that seems very magical about this place is this thing that has just collapsed through through the Undercroft, this glowing thing. Looking around, you see um, kind of lots of burial urns, things, sarcophagi type of deals within these. This is kind of where some of the honored dead lay. You can investigate like who's buried here, and that type of thing.
Yeah, but I don't care for that now. I just would go back and kind of like mumble, "Oh, you're killing us all. What are you doing on that floor?" And can I like try to I think I would take my rapier and try to push one of them like off of that place and like poke them.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. You can like poke a prod at one of them.
Yeah, I do that, and I would do that with Petros if he's there, or
Okay.
Petos.
Atos, give me a. Um, I'm gonna make it a intelligence save.
Ah. Well, let me know what happens when I roll a 1.
So basically, Viola, as you poke at his body, his whole body just kind of goes limp and falls just face flat on this thing. His mind is going seemingly deeper into this trance.
As
Wonderful.
I've been swallowed, but they don't know that.
It's a intellect devourer.
I would do the same thing with Crow.
Okay, Crow, roll me an intelligence save.
Come on.
8.
Um,
Oh, I get bonus. 10 even.
10.
Yep.
Um,
Efficiency.
you prod him, and he seems to stir slightly, but he's not totally awake.
I slap him.
Okay. Why don't you give me another one? Another in save.
6 this time.
6. So you slap him, and it seems to have even less of an effect. He just kind of goes back to the way that he was. The other 5-pointed star is kind of glowing towards you, and you hear the voice of your friend again saying, "Come on, give it a go."
I am not gonna react to that because Viola and Alba have like a really deep connection, I would say, and this is not the way they would communicate, and
Okay.
that is just why she is not reacting to that. So just
No problem.
would be kind of strange for her. I would just say, shut up, whatever is trying to trick us. This is not fair. And do we have like water flasks or something with us?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I would try pouring water on Finnegas, I guess was his name.
Oh, Phineas. You're trying to wake Phineas up?
Yeah,
Okay, let me just roll. So how are you doing this again?
with
Flashing the
water.
water in his face?
Hmm.
Oh, no. Sorry. You splash it onto his face, but he seems to still be, in a deep sleep. He rolled a 2.
Yeah, you guys must be kidding me. She's like totally upset that she's not alone, standing in this whatever this is, and don't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
There are no ghouls around, right? I don't
Actually,
hear.
you don't hear any ghouls. You've gotten off of this thing though, right? You've stepped off of the rock, right?
What rock?
The glowing floor. Cause
Yeah,
not.
I did go around, so I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So as you yeah, so you're kind of off of it, and you kind of notice basically what looks like actually roll me a perception check.
Yes. But I can't read these dice. 17 plus 8 is 25.
Okay, yeah.
17 plus 8 is you know whatever you want.
Okay.
You see these strange figures kind of moving about in the dark, rushing from pillar to pillar. Their faces, you can't make out their faces or anything about them. They just look like kind of almost like shadows rushing around. They kind of also seem to kind of change, like they kind of warp like shadows as if like distorted.
Can I light my hooded lantern?
Yeah.
I would try to do that, and then I would light in the way where they are walking. Do they have like a physical body, or are they really like just shadows?
Um, okay. What you see is they kind of scatter as far away from the light as they can, almost like they're scared by it. You kind of see as they flee one of their legs, and you see that it is actually a solid thing. It's like a strange, it's like a blue leg, humanoid.
Okay, so I would try to scare them away with the light,
Yep.
and I have like actually no idea what I'm supposed to do now.
Okay, we'll flash back then to the others. Let's go to Pathos. Pathos, you feel this thing swallow you up, and you find yourself kind of in, as opposed to the darkness, you are now kind of bathed in light, so much light, and it just kind of burns your skin. Um, uh, make actually no, don't do that. You kind of can swim through it almost. It's like a sea of fire, and you see towards the center. You can see like in the distance, not the center because there's nothing here, but you can see what looks like your orb.
Okay, so yeah, you'll see Pathos just not really frantic because you know he is a fire, you know, a fire ancestry, so he's comfortable in his surroundings now, and he just kind of smoothly, you know, does what he can to make his way towards this object that he thinks is his orb. You'll see him kind of try to walk, and you know, as his feet aren't really touching anything, he just kind of moves his arms and his feet in a way that's going to cause him to float in that direction.
All right. Yeah, so you manage to make your way up to the orb, and it seems to kind of glow and pulsate, and you actually see the flames around it are kind of actually moving away a little bit.
I'm going to reach for it. I'm going to try and grab it.
Okay. You put your hand on it, and you feel its familiar hum, and the flames seem to wash away, and you find yourself standing before the city of Evereign once more, though it's blurry and it's faded like an old, almost like an old photograph that you're like looking at, though you're actually in it and you're staring into the darkness, and you kind of recall your first steps into it as you felt this thrum of this familiar orb kind of pull you towards it and guide you into the darkness. Do you step into it?
Yes, absolutely.
As you step into the darkness, you find your eyes opening, and you kind of fall back. You can make an acrobatics check to keep your balance if you want.
17.
17, yeah. So you don't fall off of this orb thing, but you kind of fly back, and you see on your arm there is now a 5-pointed star, almost like a tattoo.
I'm super sorry. My boss is calling me right now.
Okay. We'll cut over to Crow then.
All right.
Crow, you are holding your sister's hand, and she is telling you, you have to get out. You have to get out. You have to get out.
So Crow kind of goes from kneeling to crouch, and can he physically touch her in this situation?
Can you what?
Physically touch this representation of Teal?
Yes.
Yeah. So kind of he grabs her by the shoulders and he says, you're dead right, Teal. Let's get out of here. Listen, I want you to know, I'm so sorry I let you down. I'm so sorry I couldn't feed you in the streets. I tried my best. I really did. and I miss you every day, but I'm glad you're still with me. Now come on, let's get out of here. Let's go slay a dragon or something. And he kind of grabs her hand and he turns around and heads towards the door that this presumably is in this room.
Yeah. You head towards the door, and you how do you open it?
I'll just go try the handle.
And you manage to pull the door open, and as you do, you're kind of in a similar situation. Everything seems black and white as you step out into this street, and the it's all faded and it's all strange, like a memory that you can't quite recall properly. And you look up and you see the sky splitting open. Do you run or do you stay?
I run, but not from like to a hidey hole, kind of like I run for a hiding place.
Okay. As you run to a hiding place, you find yourself running and running and running, and as you crouch, you kind of crouch down into a little hiding place, and as you do, Teal comes up next to you, and um, she tells you, "We're safe now. You're safe now." And you wake up, and you are staring up at the sky, and you see the two moons staring down at you like a pair of eyes. And you see what looks like a shooting star, and then another one, and then another one.
And as kind of I continue to stare at it in like amazement, at the beauty of the shooting star situation, and then I kind of look round for Teal, and probably see Viola off of the rock, holding up a hooded lantern towards the columns.
Yeah. And Teal actually approaches you, and she takes your arm, and you look down at it, and you can see that you also have a 5-pointed star mark on your arm.
And so I kind of look at it and look at Teal and say, I suppose the heroes in the stories always had some birthmark on them, didn't they, Teal?
She just nods to you. Okay. All right. So you three are all standing in this undercroft, and you see Viola standing there with her lantern, warding away something, and Phineas lying unconscious.
So I do notice they're awake now.
Yes, you notice them kind of groggily come to.
I would like turn around, be very angrily, and you morons, what were you doing? Were you sleeping? You can't just pass out here.
Athos is gonna look up at you kind of angrily as well and say, you have no idea what I've been through or what I've seen. Let's just get out of here.
Crow's gonna be like kind of stung and like lower his head in shame and like a child who's been told off, and kind of like dust his feelings. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Maybe yeah, let's get out of here. Yeah.
You put us all in danger. I told you this was probably pretty dangerous.
You hear a rumbling sound, and dust seems to fall from the ceiling.
Pathos is going to look around to see if there's any any immediate evacuation route?
Yes. Viola knows that there is a staircase leading out of this place.
Yes, I would head towards that staircase.
Yeah, he's gonna look at her and say, "Well, if you're such in a rush, get us out of here."
Oh, now you're talking. And I would like shut my hooded lantern so it's not that bright, and be a bit sneaky, I guess, while going down those stairs.
Okay.
Should I roll?
Yeah,
Or-
go. You can roll a stealth check.
19.
19 is pretty good. So you kind of begin heading towards these stairs, and you're very quiet. And you hood your lantern, and you see these things. You catch them as they kind of begin to move towards you, and they begin to kind of surround you. And the others also see them. And one of them leaps towards Crow, and I want everyone to roll initiative again, please.
All right. Pathos got a 19.
Okay.
I have a +8, and I get the lowest right.
Well, they rolled shit, so. Alright. These guys. Sorry, this always takes a little bit to get all of the initiatives.
So, casting a spell in like the vision thing, will that have cost me a spell?
That you can go ahead and give. You don't need to expend a spell slot for that. It was a vision,
Right.
so. Right. So this shadowy figure lunges for you. Do you have dark vision?
No, but presumably Teal's still next to me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you can kind of see this thing. Even as the light gets near it, it still looks quite dark in its appearance. And do you do anything?
I'll kind of stretch and yawn and be Teal, is it me or are you tired? And Teal kind of looks up and nods a little. And basically what I'm gonna do is cast sleep.
Awesome. Okay.
So helps if I get the spell out first. That's 2 secs, sorry. Using that spell list app. Super handy. It is 5d8. So 14, 22, 24, 29 hit points worth of sleep, basically. 20 foot. 4 creatures and 20 foot of me.
Yeah. You see this thing kind of let out. It kind of stretches as well, similar to what you just did, and you see its face actually begin to take on that and you see the light begins to illuminate it and begins to look very much like you, and it just yawns and stretches the same as you do.
Just mimics.
Ooh.
Okay. Next we have Pathos. Pathos, you see this thing lunge out of the darkness, and it begins to take on the shape of your friend. And you see there's other shadowy figures around you, but they haven't leaped in near you.
Okay. Well, almost. Um, just like a. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a quick reaction when you just do something automatically. Why can't I think of the word?
Reflex.
Yeah, reflexively, he just kind of pulls his orb out real quick with one hand, and just like kind of throws it. And actually, what he's doing is casting chromatic orb, but the orb itself is actually what is the attack. So he pulls the orb out and just puts it out in front of him, and the orb just shoots out towards this figure. So that is a ranged attack, which is going to be 22.
22 will hit.
Yeah.
It'd be like, just a miss, just a bare miss.
It's 3d8 fire damage.
Awesome.
So that orb is just gonna basically crush into his chest, and like a quick explosion of flames happens, and that's gonna be 13 fire damage.
Okay. Awesome.
And the orb like shoots back to him, and he catches it.
Yeah, this thing, it just kind of yawns and begins to look like Crow, and then you smash this fire thing, and it just kind of stumbles back into the darkness. All right, if that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I'm gonna do. Yeah.
Viola, you are hidden, and it doesn't look like these things have spotted you.
I did have the feeling that they were fleeing from that hooded lantern light, right? Before.
Yes.
But not from the dancing lights that Teal is, right?
No.
Can I, like, I don't know, roll something if that makes a difference? If it's like those dancing lights or a hooded lantern light? If it's a fire inside or whatever?
Well, what are you doing?
I was thinking about putting the hooded lantern back up. I won't be hidden then, but we would have light, so they maybe would disappear again.
Okay. I can go ahead and you can do that as a free action.
Okay, I would just try that and point the lantern towards those on Pathos. Pathos? No, Pathos.
Pathos.
Right. Pathos. Okay.
All right. I'm just gonna have them roll like wisdom saves. Yeah. Ew, okay. Yeah. They kind of cower and shrink away.
Wonderful. Okay, I just move a bit closer, and that would be my action, since you gave me the free action.
Yeah. Okay. You move a bit closer, and they continue to kind of retreat from you. All right. I have each of them make the save again on each of their individual turns. Okay. Okay, that's it. So one of them just runs away. Wow. Okay. Okay. So they are all just fucking terrified of you. And
Mighty light.
yeah, so you open up your light, you begin to wave it around, and they're just totally not expecting it because you hooded it, and they just scatter and run, and the path to the staircase is clear.
Crow's not going to waste any time then, it's basically going to leg it full speed.
Okay.
Come on, Teal, let's move out, let's get out of here.
Yeah, Pathos is gonna follow you, like right behind you, just full-on sprint up these steps.
Yeah, I would walk as the last one and just hold the lantern like kind of like behind me so they don't maybe follow or something.
Yeah.
Good
And
thinking.
as you step out of the room, you hear this strange glowing thing that you were once stood upon. Um, as Viola leaves the room, it kind of glows, and you feel almost like it's protesting. And but you, I assume, make your way up the stairs.
Pardon, I didn't understand what you said.
This thing just starts to like protest as you make your way up the stairs. This it seems to like glow and shake, and the dust continues to fall from the ceiling.
Yes, I will continue not trusting that thing.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you make your way up the stairs, and you find yourself in the chapel floor again. You see the collapsed statue in front of you. The ghouls seem to have either left or died in the fires, which have since died out. Um, as you step out of the cathedral, or do you leave?
So as Crow kind of like reaches the top of the stairs, it turns around to see the others come up. Like waits for him. And as it kind of counts the heads, it's like you see him kind of nodding as they counts the heads off, and he goes, "Oh, we left Thaddeus behind again."
Yeah, where is that guy?
Oh. I think we left him in that strange room where you guys passed out.
So there's still rumbling and dust falling. Take it.
Yeah, there's still the rumbling dies down a bit, and then you hear it again, and stillness,
Well,
and then you hear it again, stillness.
Pathos doesn't really care about saving him.
And
Okay.
Crow goes, "Well, he did tell us to leave him behind it after all."
You did.
And he looks really uncomfortable, and he kind of looks to Viola for like backup.
I can't do that. I can't leave him behind.
And Crow's kind of like, and he just sees like his whole body kind of like his arms flopping like resignation, like fine, go save him.
Yeah, you guys owe me. You were like just passing out on those stones, okay?
Well, Pathos is going to use any excuse to get back in there and, try and reconnect with the source of the power. But as far as saving the guy, he doesn't really care. But he's down to go back in.
Okay. You head down the stairs, and when you come back into the undercrop, the creatures seem to be gone. But you see Phineas. He's standing there on the stone, and he's reaching his hand down to put his hand on the third star.
Oh god, shoot him with an arrow, like really fast. Please, just do it.
Yeah,
Please.
I will actually. I'll pull my bow out and I'll go to shoot next to him.
Okay. Roll the attack.
Cue the natural one.
So a hit is actually going to be a miss this time.
Where are you trying to hit?
I'm trying to hit the stone like so he'll see the arrow hit and to get his attention.
All
Like
right.
near him, so it's not. It's also the threat aspect in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And while he does it, I shout out, "Old man, stop!"
19.
Okay. 19. You hit the star with your arrow, and it sparks off. And Phineas looks up at you guys, and he says, and you can see there's like dry blood on his head and on his body, and he's just looking at you with a wild look in his eyes, and he just says, "You're cold to me."
Yes, old man, that happens when you get old. You hear voices. Just step back, and I would go to him and kind of like not step on the star, but like guide him away. If he lets me.
Okay. You can roll a persuasion check.
Oh, that is wonderful. I have like 10 charisma. 16.
16. So he kind of reaches down and you manage to grab his arm and you kind of pull him away from it. And he just kind of, he protests a little bit, but he kind of gives up after after he gets off the stone. He's very pale, he's lost a lot of blood, and he's just panting, and he's just saying, just, let me touch it. It's so beautiful.
Crow moves over. It's like it's got another arrow notched, and he's looking around the room for any threats. Like obviously they don't know where the creatures have gone, so he's like prepared for any surprises. And he kind of it moves up towards Phineas and he goes, "Here, Phineas, I got one word for you. Move."
And he kind of looks jarred back to the present a little bit by that, and he goes, all right, suppose my old legs can go a little farther.
It's not much farther, old man. Come on.
Yeah, anyone got water for him? I used mine trying to get you guys awake.
Yeah, the Crow gets probably get some rations out, like a trail mix, like just a bit of dried jerky or something he's picked up somewhere in the street in his rummagings.
Yeah, I have the an explorer's pack, so I could probably do the same thing if I need to.
Okay. So you give him some water, and
Sure.
he looks a little bit better. You hear the rumbling again. It doesn't seem to be coming from this thing this time, though. And it's louder. It seems to shake the room itself.
Now get moving.
Pathos is reluctantly going to leave the room. He's going to kneel down and put his hand on the floor again just to see if he can feel the magic coursing through him. But he's going to stand up and make his way back up the stairs quickly.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, as you put your hand down, you do feel, as you get closer to the earth, you feel a little tingling of power, and then you head back up the stairs.
So Crow will take point, and he'll say to Teal like, "Yeah, Teal, let's play follow the leader. You go ahead, and I'll follow you." And she'll actually move like 10-20 foot in front, so he'll be like back away from the dim light she sheds.
Okay.
With his bow ready as well, as she leads him leading the way out.
All right. You get out, and as you do, you look up at the sky, and you see what looks like shooting stars again. Pathos, you hear the voice of the dragon in your head again. He says, "Come find me, little demon." And you look up in the sky, and you see meteor after meteor raining down on the city. And that is where we end.
Nice.
Signing off, you guys can each say goodbye and plug any channels that you want. Actually, you already plugged channels. So I'm just going to plug the OSG one-shot group because that's how I got this whole project started. I run and play games on there all the time. And if you want to join this campaign, you can find the Facebook group. It's called Overrun and Evereign. Yeah, thank you guys for playing with me. Hope to play with you guys again in the future. And I'm going to stop the broadcast. So, bye.
Thanks for running.
Thanks.